Welcome, dear traveler, to the Sleepy Island channel. Tonight, we're going on a gentle journey together. A journey to the Hawaiian Islands. There's no need to think or worry. Just let my voice guide you through these peaceful islands. Get comfortable, close your eyes if you wish, and let yourself drift as we explore 100 tranquil facts about this paradise in the Pacific. Let the stories of Hawaii carry you softly into sleep. Imagine, if you will, floating high above the vast Pacific Ocean, looking down at the endless blue waters that stretch as far as the eye can see. And there, like emeralds scattered across a sapphire blanket, you see them, the Hawaiian Islands. These islands weren't always here. You know, they were born from fire, deep beneath the ocean's surface. Over 70 million years ago, a hot spot in the Earth's mantle began to push molten rock upward through the ocean floor. Slowly, patiently, the lava built up, layer upon layer, eruption after quiet eruption, until finally, peaks began to break through the surface of the water. Mountains rising from the sea, islands being born. And this process, it never stopped. The Hawaiian Island chain stretches across 1,500 miles of the Pacific Ocean, but only the youngest 8 islands at the southeastern end are considered the main Hawaiian Islands today. The others, older and worn down by time, have slowly sunk back beneath the waves or been eroded into tiny atolls and seamounts. Nature's patient work, building and reclaiming, in an endless, peaceful cycle. The big island of Hawaii, the youngest of all, is still growing even now. Can you imagine? While you sleep tonight, while the world dreams, the Kaloa volcano continues its ancient work, adding new land to the island, grain by grain, inch by inch. Fresh lava flowing slowly to the sea, cooling, hardening, becoming stone, becoming earth. The island breathing and expanding like a living thing. There's something comforting in that, isn't there? This constant, unhurried creation. But let's drift backward in time, back across the centuries, back to when these islands sat empty and pristine, knowing only the wind and the waves and the seabirds. Between 1,000 and 1,500 years ago, Polynesian voyagers made one of the most remarkable journeys in human history. They sailed over 2,000 miles across the open Pacific Ocean in double-hulled canoes, navigating by the stars, the waves, and the flight patterns of birds. Picture them, these brave sailors, setting out from the Marquesas Islands, their canoes loaded with everything they would need to start a new life. Taro roots, coconuts, breadfruit trees, chickens, pigs, plants and animals carefully chosen and protected. They had no maps, no compasses, only their deep knowledge of the ocean, passed down through generations. They read the water like you might read a book before bed, understanding its moods, its currents, its secrets. These voyagers used a navigation technique called wayfinding. They watched the color of the water, the shape of the clouds, the way light reflected off distant land that they couldn't yet see. They knew that certain birds would fly out to sea but always return to land before nightfall, so they could follow them home. Imagine trusting your life to such subtle signs, the bend of a wave, the formation of clouds on the horizon. What courage that must have taken. What faith. And when they finally arrived at these volcanic islands, what must they have felt? Relief? Wonder? The first settlers found a chain of islands so isolated that nearly 90% of the native plants and animals that evolved here exist nowhere else on Earth. Nature had been conducting its own quiet experiment in this remote laboratory, creating unique honey creepers with curved beaks, happy-faced spiders with cheerful markings, silver-sword plants that bloom just once in their lifetime before dying. The islands had become a sanctuary for life found nowhere else in the world. The ancient Hawaiians who settled here called their new home Hawaii, likely named after Hawaii, their legendary ancestral homeland in Polynesia. It was a way of carrying their past with them, of saying, "We remember where we came from, and we honor it by giving this new land its name." The old home and the new home, connected across thousands of miles of ocean by memory, by language, by love. And they learned to live in harmony with these islands, understanding the rhythms of the seasons, the cycles of the fish, the patterns of the trade winds that blow so gently across the islands. They developed a concept called a hupua, a way of dividing the land that ran from the mountains to the sea, ensuring every community had access to all the island's resources. Everything connected, everything in balance. As you rest now, perhaps you can imagine those first nights on these islands, the Polynesian settlers lying beneath unfamiliar stars, listening to waves lap against new shores, breathing in the scent of tropical flowers they were only just beginning to know. The same moon that shines tonight once shone on them. The same ocean that whispers endlessly against the Hawaiian shores tonight whispered to them then. As centuries passed on these islands, a rich culture began to take root, as deep and strong as the banyan trees that would come to spread their branches across the land. The Hawaiian people developed their own language, their own stories, their own way of understanding the world around them. And what a beautiful language it became. The Hawaiian language has only 13 letters, 5 vowels, A, E, I, O, U, and 8 consonants, H, K, L, M, N, P, W, and Okina, a glottal stop that looks like a backwards apostrophe. It's one of the shortest alphabets in the world, and yet, from these simple sounds, the Hawaiians created poetry, chants, and songs that could describe everything from the gentlest rain to the fiercest volcanic eruption. Sometimes the most profound things can be said with the fewest letters, the simplest sounds. Listen to the rhythm of Hawaiian words. Honolulu, Mauna Kea, Waikiki. Each one flows like water, soft and musical. The language itself sounds like the islands, gentle, unhurried, peaceful. In Hawaiian, there are over 200 words just for rain. Can you imagine? Each type of rain had its own name, its own personality. The soft rain that falls in the morning. The rain that comes sideways in the wind. The rain that feels like mist on your face. The rain that drums on leaves. To the Hawaiians, rain wasn't just rain. It was a conversation between sky and earth, and every conversation was different. The islands themselves each have their own character, their own personality, like siblings in a family. Kauai, the oldest of the main islands at about 5 million years old, is called the Garden Isle because it's the wettest of the Hawaiian Islands. Mount Waialil, at its center, receives an average of 450 inches of rain each year. Imagine over 37 feet of rain, falling gently, persistently, year after year after year. This rain has carved the island into something magical, deep valleys, towering cliffs, waterfalls that seem to pour from the clouds themselves. The Na Pali coast, with its cathedral-like cliffs rising 4,000 feet from the sea, green and ancient and impossibly beautiful. And then there's Maui, the second youngest island, known as the Valley Isle. Maui is home to Haleakala, a dormant volcano whose name means House of the Sun. According to Hawaiian legend, the demigod Maui climbed to the top of this mountain and lassoed the sun, slowing its journey across the sky so that his mother would have more daylight to dry her kapa cloth. The summit rises 10,023 feet above sea level, high enough that you can watch the sunrise from above the clouds. People say that watching the sun rise from Haleakala is like watching the world being born. Colors you didn't know existed spreading across the sky while you stand in the quiet cold of the summit, breathing thin air, feeling very small and very lucky. But it's not just above the water that Hawaii holds its wonders. Beneath the waves lies another world entirely, a world of color and movement and ancient peace. The waters surrounding Hawaii are home to Hawaiian monk seals, one of the most endangered marine mammals in the world, with only about 1,400 individuals remaining. These seals are living fossils. Really, they've existed for millions of years, swimming these same waters, hauling out on these same beaches. They're called monk seals because of the folds of skin around their heads that resemble a monk's cowl, and perhaps because they often live alone, in quiet solitude. When you see one resting on a beach, sleeping in the sun, you're looking at something precious and rare, a connection to the ancient past. And swimming alongside these seals, the Hawaiian green sea turtle, or honu as they're called in Hawaiian, can live for up to 80 years or more. Imagine that, a turtle born before you were, before your parents were, perhaps before your grandparents were, still gliding through the same coral reefs, still returning to the same beaches to lay eggs. The honu is sacred in Hawaiian culture, a symbol of good luck, wisdom, and endurance. To see one is considered a blessing. They move through the water with such grace, such unhurried confidence, as if they know something we've forgotten about time, about patience, about simply being. The Hawaiians understood this connection to the animals, the land, the sea. They weren't separate from nature, they were part of it. Ancient Hawaiians practiced a kapu system, a set of sacred laws that governed daily life and protected natural resources. Certain fish couldn't be caught during spawning season. Certain areas of forest were kapu, forbidden, allowing them to regenerate. The system wasn't perfect, but it came from a place of deep understanding, the knowledge that if you take care of the land will take care of you. Everything in balance. Everything connected. The islands are also home to the nene, Hawaii's state bird, a goose that evolved from Canadian geese that landed here thousands of years ago. Over time, isolated on these islands, they changed. Their feet became less webbed because they lived on volcanic rock instead of water. Their wings became stronger for flying between islands. They adapted, transformed, became something new while still carrying their ancient heritage within them. The nene nearly went extinct, down to just 30 birds in the 1950s. But through careful protection and love, their numbers have grown. They're still rare, still precious, but they're still here. Still calling out across the volcanic slopes, still making their home in this paradise. As you breathe slowly now, in and out, perhaps you can imagine standing on one of these islands, feeling the trade winds on your face, hearing the distant sound of waves, watching a green sea turtle glide through crystal water, listening to the call of a nene echoing across an ancient crater. There's something about the air in Hawaii, something you notice the moment you arrive. It's warm, yes, but it's more than that. It's soft somehow, carrying with it the scent of flowers, of ocean salt, of earth. Hawaii has one of the most consistent climates on Earth, with average temperatures ranging between 78 and 85 degrees Fahrenheit year-round. There's no real winter here, no autumn with falling leaves, no spring awakening, just the endless, gentle rhythm of warm days and mild nights. The Hawaiians recognized only two seasons: Kau, the dry season from May to October, and Huilo, the wet season from November to April. But even these distinctions are subtle, gentle suggestions rather than harsh declarations. The islands exist in a state of perpetual comfort, perpetual welcome. And within this paradise of consistent warmth, there exists a place of eternal snow. Mauna Kea, on the Big Island, sometimes receives snow at its summit, despite being located in the tropics. The name itself means White Mountain in Hawaiian. At 13,796 feet above sea level, the air grows thin and cold, so cold that in winter, snow blankets the peak while just miles away, people swim in warm ocean waters. From the same island, on the same day, you can snowboard down a volcanic mountain in the morning and surf crystal waves in the afternoon. The islands contain multitudes, contradictions, impossibilities made real. But Mauna Kea holds an even more remarkable secret. When measured from its base on the ocean floor, Mauna Kea is actually taller than Mount Everest, rising over 33,000 feet from the sea bottom to its summit. Most of this giant mountain is hidden beneath the waves, a secret kept by the ocean. Only the peak breaks through to breathe the sky. It's humbling, isn't it? To realize that what we see is only a fraction of what exists, that beneath the surface, there are depths and heights beyond our imagining. The ancient Hawaiians knew Mauna Kea was sacred. They believed it was the meeting place of earth and sky, where the gods gathered. They buried their highest chiefs on its slopes, returning them to the realm of the divine. Even now, when you stand at its summit, there's a feeling, a presence, as if the mountain is watching, waiting, remembering all the ages it has witnessed. Let's drift down now from these cold heights, down through the clouds, past the tree line where hardy plants cling to volcanic soil, down into the forests where the air grows warmer and the colors deepen into green. Hawaii's forests are home to the Hawaiian honeycreeper, a family of birds that evolved into more than 50 different species from a single ancestor. Each species adapted to fill a different role, some with long, curved beaks for sipping nectar from tubular flowers, some with thick, strong beaks for cracking seeds, some with delicate beaks for catching insects. Its evolution painted in feathers and song, each bird a different verse in the same ancient poem. Sadly, many of these species have vanished, lost to time, to habitat change, to diseases brought by mosquitoes that never existed here before. But some remain, still singing in the high forests, still carrying on their lineage that stretches back millions of years. And speaking of flowers, the plumeria flower, so iconic in Hawaii, isn't actually native to the islands. It was brought from Central America in the 1800s. But it took to Hawaii as if it had always belonged here. These flowers, with their sweet fragrance and delicate petals in white, yellow, pink, and red, they've become part of the island's identity. They're used to make lei, those beautiful garlands of welcome and celebration. When someone drapes a lei around your neck in Hawaii, they're not just giving you flowers, they're sharing aloha, that word that means so much more than hello or goodbye. Aloha is love, compassion, mercy, sympathy. It's a way of being in the world. a gentle philosophy of kindness. The tradition of lei-making is ancient here, passed down through generations. In old Hawaii, lei weren't just decorative, they were spiritual offerings, symbols of respect, ways of honoring the gods and chiefs. A lei made of certain flowers could only be worn by royalty. A lei of male leaves signified peace and respect. Every flower, every leaf, every vine had meaning, spoke a language without words. The practice continues today, but the reverence remains. When hands string flowers into circles, they're participating in something timeless. As night falls across the islands, a different kind of magic emerges. Hawaii is one of the best places on Earth for stargazing, particularly from Mauna Kea's summit, where 13 astronomical observatories have been built. The air is so clear, so still, the light pollution so minimal, that the stars appear in multitudes you never knew existed. The Milky Way stretches across the sky like a river of light. The ancient Polynesian navigators knew these stars intimately. They were the map that guided them across thousands of miles of open ocean. Hokule, the North Star, knew, the Southern Cross, each star a friend, a guide, a promise of direction in the vast unknown. And beneath these same stars, in the warm waters surrounding the islands, humpback whales migrate to Hawaii each winter to give birth and nurse their calves in the shallow, protected waters. They travel over 3,000 miles from Alaska. These gentle giants, drawn by some ancient instinct to these particular waters, to this particular place. From December through April, you can hear them singing, the males creating elaborate songs that echo through the ocean, songs that can last for hours and travel for miles through the water. Scientists still don't fully understand these songs, whether they're mating calls, territorial claims, or simply expressions of joy, but listening to them is like hearing the ocean dream. Each whale has its own song, but all the whales in a region gradually adopt the same tune, adding their own variations, creating together a symphony of the deep. And the next year, they'll change the song, create something new, as if they understand that beauty requires evolution, that nothing stays the same, that change itself is part of the eternal rhythm. Rest now in this knowledge, that beneath the peaceful surface of the Hawaiian waters, whales are singing, that above the clouds, stars are wheeling in their ancient patterns, that flowers are blooming in the darkness, releasing their fragrance to the night air, that the islands themselves are breathing, slowly, peacefully, as they have for millions of years. The ocean whispers against the shore, the palm fronds rustle in the breeze, and somewhere, a gecko chirps its evening song. Dawn comes gently to the Hawaiian Islands, the sun rising from the Pacific, painting the sky in shades of coral and gold. The light touches each island in turn, spreading slowly, warmly, like a blessing. And with the morning light comes the aroma of something rich and earthy, the scent of coffee drifting on the breeze. Hawaii is the only state in the United States that grows coffee commercially, particularly on the volcanic slopes of the Big Island's Kona district. The volcanic soil, the afternoon cloud cover, the mild nights and sunny mornings, everything conspires to create perfect conditions for coffee. The beans grow slowly here, developing deep, complex flavors, a taste of the earth and sun and rain all captured in each small bean. The coffee farms cascade down the mountainside in neat rows, green leaves shading delicate white blossoms that smell like jasmine. Later, these blossoms will become bright red coffee cherries, each one handpicked at peak ripeness. There's a patience to coffee growing, a respect for time. The farmers here understand that you cannot rush perfection. The trees take 3 to 4 years before they bear fruit. Each tree is tended carefully, individually. This isn't industrial farming. This is a conversation between farmer and plant, between land and cultivation. When you drink Kona coffee, you're tasting that patience, that care, that aloha infused in every step of the process. Let's walk now down from the coffee slopes, down toward the coast, following narrow roads that wind through small towns. You'll notice something curious about the street signs here. Many street names in Hawaii are wonderfully long because they're full Hawaiian words or phrases, like Kalanianarol Highway or Kamehameha Avenue. These names aren't just labels. They're stories, histories, honoring ancient chiefs, describing the land, remembering events long past. Every street sign is a small monument to the Hawaiian language, to the culture that shaped these islands. And speaking of names, Hawaii's state fish has one of the longest names of any fish in the world, Humuhumunukunuapuare. It means triggerfish with a snout like a pig. Say it slowly, Humuhumunukunukuapuare, the syllables rolling like small waves, one after another. Children here grow up learning to pronounce it, the word becoming a playful challenge, a point of pride. The fish itself is small, colorful, with a face that does indeed look slightly pig-like. It grunts when threatened, making sounds that early Hawaiians thought resembled a pig snorting. Even in naming a fish, the Hawaiians found poetry, humor, precise observation. As we walk closer to the water, the sound of waves grows louder, that eternal rhythm of water meeting land. And it's here, on these shores, that something magical was born. Surfing, or hi'inalu in Hawaiian, was developed by ancient Polynesians and was an integral part of Hawaiian culture long before Western contact. It wasn't just a sport or pastime. It was spiritual, it was social, it was art. Chiefs proved their power by their skill on the waves. Commoners and royalty had different breaks where they could surf. There were chants to ask the ocean for good waves, ceremonies to bless new surfboards. The boards themselves were carved from native woods, koa, wiliwili, breadfruit, shaped carefully, reverently. Some boards were massive, 18 feet long and weighing over 150 pounds. Riding these boards required strength, balance, courage, and something else, something harder to name. An understanding of the ocean, a oneness with the wave. When Hawaiian surfers stood on their boards and rode the power of the Pacific, they weren't conquering nature, they were dancing with it. They still are. Stand at any surf break in Hawaii and watch. The surfers sitting on their boards beyond the break, rising and falling with the swells, waiting, reading the ocean, knowing exactly which wave to take. It's meditation in motion. It's patience rewarded. It's everything the islands teach. To wait for the right moment, to trust in the rhythm, to flow rather than force. Further down the beach, there's often a magnificent tree spreading its branches wide, roots dropping from its limbs to the ground, creating what looks like a forest from a single trunk. The banyan tree, though not native to Hawaii, has become iconic across the islands, with some specimens over 100 years old. These trees were brought from India in the 1800s as ornamental plants, but they've become gathering places, natural cathedrals of shade where people meet, rest, celebrate. The largest banyan tree in Hawaii is in Lahaina, Maui. It was planted in 1873 and now covers nearly an entire city block. Its canopy is so vast that hundreds of people can shelter beneath it. There's something about sitting under a banyan tree, the filtered light, the cool shade, the sense of timelessness. The tree grows slowly but persistently, sending down new roots that become new trunks, expanding outward year after year. It's not in a hurry. It doesn't need to be. It simply grows, simply exists, simply offers its shade to whoever passes by. No judgment, no cost, just generosity rooted in the earth. Hawaii observes Hawaii Aleutian Standard Time and is one of only 2 U.S. states that doesn't observe daylight saving time. The sun rises and sets at roughly the same time year-round, 6:30 in the morning, 6:30 at night, give or take half an hour with the seasons. There's no springing forward or falling back, no disruption to the body's natural rhythms. Time here flows steadily, predictably, the way time perhaps should always flow. When you're in Hawaii, you don't lose an hour or gain an hour. You simply have the hours you have, measured by the sun's patient journey across the sky. And what of the fruit that so many associate with Hawaii? The pineapple with its crown of spiky leaves. Pineapples aren't native to Hawaii either. They were first brought to the islands in the early 1800s, likely from South America. But it was in Hawaii that pineapple cultivation became an industry. James Dole established the first pineapple plantation in 1901, and for much of the 20th century, Hawaii was the world's largest producer of pineapples. The fields stretched across Lanai, across Maui, rows upon rows of spiky plants bearing their sweet, golden fruit. Today, most pineapples consumed worldwide are grown elsewhere, but you can still find pineapple farms in Hawaii, still taste fruit that's tree-ripened, harvested at peak sweetness. There's a difference, you know, between a pineapple picked green and shipped thousands of miles, and one that ripens in the Hawaiian sun, that draws its sweetness from volcanic soil and tropical rain. The difference is profound, like the difference between hearing about paradise and being there. Close your eyes now and imagine it, sitting in the shade of a banyan tree, the scent of coffee blossoms on the breeze, the distant sound of waves breaking, a pineapple, freshly cut, its juice sweet on your tongue, time moving slowly, steadily, like the trade winds that blow eternally across these islands. Everything is peaceful here. Everything is as it should be. The islands hold you gently, like the ocean holds a floating leaf. Breathe in, breathe out. Let the islands cradle you into sleep. As we drift deeper into our journey through these islands, let's travel back once more through time, to a moment when these separate islands became one. In the late 1700s and early 1800s, a powerful chief named Kamehameha united all the Hawaiian Islands into a single kingdom. Before him, each island was ruled by different chiefs, sometimes at peace, sometimes at war. But Kamehameha had a vision, a dream of one kingdom, one people, stretching across all the islands. It took years, battles fought, alliances formed, wisdom applied. But by 1810, Kamehameha stood as the first king of a united Hawaii. He was called Kamehameha the Great, and his legacy is honored throughout the islands to this day. On June 11th, King Kamehameha Day, his statues are draped in long lei, flower garlands so numerous they cover him from head to toe in blossoms. It's a beautiful sight, stone transformed by flowers, strength softened by beauty, the past honored by the present. And what a kingdom it was! Iolani Palace in Honolulu, completed in 1882, is the only royal palace on American soil. Can you imagine? A palace with electric lights before the White House had them, with telephones, with flush toilets, a palace that spoke of a sovereign nation, a proud monarchy. King Kalakaua, who built it, was called the Merry Monarch for his love of music, dance, and celebration. He brought back the hula, which missionaries had suppressed. He hosted grand balls where Hawaiian and Western cultures danced together under crystal chandeliers. The palace still stands today. You can walk through its halls, climb its koa-wood staircase, stand in the throne room where kings and queens once received visitors from around the world. It's both magnificent and melancholy, a reminder of what was, of a kingdom that once ruled these islands independently, sovereign and free. The past whispers through its rooms. Hawaii remained an independent nation until 1898, when it was annexed by the United States, and didn't become a state until August 21, 1959, making it the 50th and most recent state to join the Union. The youngest state, the most remote state, the only state composed entirely of islands. There are those who still remember statehood, who were alive when Hawaii went from territory to state, when the flag gained its 50th star. The transition brought change, opportunity, complexity, but through it all, Hawaii remained itself. The islands have a way of absorbing change while maintaining their essence, like the ocean absorbs rain, becoming neither more nor less itself. Look at the Hawaiian flag and you'll see this blending of histories. The Hawaiian flag is unique among U.S. state flags because it incorporates the Union Jack in its canton, reflecting the historical relationship with Great Britain, alongside 8 stripes representing the main Hawaiian Islands. Red, white, and blue, but arranged in a way that belongs only to Hawaii. The Union Jack recalls King Kamehameha's friendship with British Captain George Vancouver. The stripes echo both the American flag and the British ensign. It's a flag that tells a story of navigation between cultures, of finding identity in complexity. And the diversity you see in the flag, you see it even more dramatically in the land itself. Hawaii contains 10 of the world's 14 climate zones. Let that sink in for a moment. 10 different climate zones on islands that span just 1,500 miles. You can experience tropical rainforest and alpine tundra on the same day, on the same island. There are places where it rains 300 inches a year and places, just miles away, where it barely rains at all. There are humid jungles and arid lava deserts, snow-capped mountains and sun-drenched beaches. This incredible diversity creates a landscape of constant surprise. You drive through one climate zone and emerge into another entirely. The famous road to Hana on Maui is a perfect example. This 64-mile stretch of highway winds through more than 600 curves and crosses 59 bridges. It's not a road you rush, it's a road you experience. You drive slowly, stopping frequently, as the landscape transforms around you. Bamboo forests where the light filters green through towering stalks. Waterfalls cascading down cliffs into pools so clear you can see every stone on the bottom. Views of the ocean crashing against black lava rock. Gardens of wild ginger and heliconia. Each turn reveals something new. Each mile is a different world. The journey to Hana teaches you something essential about Hawaii, that the destination matters less than the path. That beauty requires patience. That if you hurry, you miss everything. The road wins because the land is ancient and carved by water and time. You wind with it, accepting its pace, its rhythm. You become part of the landscape rather than just passing through it. And speaking of landscape, beneath the waves surrounding these islands lies another kind of wonder. Hawaii's coral reefs are among the most isolated reef systems in the world, with about 25% of the species found there existing nowhere else on Earth. These reefs are ancient, built slowly over millennia by tiny polyps, each one adding its small calcium skeleton to the structure, generation after generation after generation. The result is underwater cities of coral, labyrinths of color and life. Fish in colors that seem impossible: electric blue, sunshine yellow, deep purple, vivid orange. Sea turtles gliding past like wise old spirits. Octopuses hiding in crevices, changing color to match their surroundings. Eels peering from holes in the coral. Everything moving in the gentle surge of the current. Everything connected in a web of life so complex, so delicate, that scientists are still discovering new relationships, new dependencies, new miracles. When you snorkel over a Hawaiian reef, you're floating above a civilization, a community, a world that operates by rules older than humanity. The coral doesn't hurry. The fish don't rush. Everything simply is existing in the present moment, in the eternal now. There's a lesson there, if we're quiet enough to hear it. And after a day of exploring, of driving winding roads and snorkeling over reefs, there's the simple pleasure of Hawaiian food. Macadamia nuts, though native to Australia, have become synonymous with Hawaii. The island's volcanic soil and climate proved perfect for growing these rich, buttery nuts. The first macadamia trees were planted in Hawaii in the 1880s, and by the mid-1900s, Hawaii had become the world's largest producer. Even now, biting into a macadamia nut means tasting something that drew its substance from volcanic earth, from tropical rain, from Hawaiian sun. They're used in everything here: macadamia nut pancakes, macadamia nut-crusted fish, macadamia nut cookies, chocolate-covered macadamia nuts. But the best way to eat them might be the simplest: just roasted, slightly salted, still warm. The flavor is subtle, elegant, not demanding attention but rewarding it. Like Hawaii itself. As night settles over the islands once more, as the last light fades from the sky and stars begin to appear, as the temperature drops just slightly, just enough to feel perfect, the islands rest. The waves continue their endless conversation with the shore. The trade winds rustle through palm fronds. Somewhere, a night-blooming cereus opens its white petals, releasing perfume into the darkness. And you rest too, held gently by these islands, these ancient, patient, beautiful islands, where time moves differently, where peace is not just a feeling but a presence, where the earth itself seems to whisper. There's something happening right now, even as you rest, something so slow, so gradual, that no one will ever notice it in their lifetime. But it's happening nonetheless. The Hawaiian Islands are slowly moving northwest at a rate of about 3 to 4 inches per year, carried by the Pacific tectonic plate. Inch by inch, year by year, millennium by millennium, the islands drift across the ocean floor like boats on an impossibly slow current. In millions of years, they'll be farther north, their climate changed, their relationship to the rest of the world shifted. But right now, in this moment, they're exactly where they need to be. Moving, yes, but so slowly that for us, for our lives, they might as well be eternal. There's something comforting in that, in knowing that change happens, but not so fast that we can't find our footing. Not so fast that we can't call a place home. And this home, these islands, were nearly silent when the first Polynesians arrived. Hawaii has no native land mammals except for the Hawaiian hoary bat, or opepe. All other mammals were brought by humans. No deer, no bears, no wildcats, no rabbits. Just the bat, with its silver-tipped fur catching moonlight as it flies over forests at dusk. The silence of the islands must have been profound, just birds singing, insects humming, waves breaking, wind moving through trees. A world without the sounds of large animals crashing through undergrowth, without the howls or roars that echo through other wild places. The Polynesians brought pigs, dogs, chickens. Later arrivals brought everything else. But that original silence, you can still find echoes of it in the remote valleys, in the high forests, in the early morning hours when the world hasn't quite woken up yet. A silence that isn't empty but full of growing things, of small rustlings, of the earth breathing. And into this quiet world, the Hawaiians brought one of their most important traditions. Taro, or kalo in Hawaiian, has been cultivated in Hawaii for over 1,000 years and is considered the most important plant in Hawaiian culture. According to Hawaiian creation stories, Taro is the older brother of the Hawaiian people, born from the union of earth and sky, the first child. When that child died, he was buried, and from his body grew the first taro plant. The second child became the ancestor of humanity. So when Hawaiians tend taro, when they harvest it, when they eat it, they're caring for their elder brother. They're maintaining a sacred relationship. Taro grows in loei, flooded terraces carved into hillsides or valleys. The plants stand in water, their broad heart-shaped leaves catching sunlight, their corms growing fat beneath the mud. It takes time to grow taro, 9 months to a year. The loei must be tended carefully, the water flow maintained, the plants kept healthy. And then the harvest, pulling the corms from the mud, washing them, cooking them, pounding them into poi. Poi is the traditional Hawaiian staple food, made by cooking taro corms and then pounding them into a smooth, purple-gray paste. The pounding is rhythmic, meditative, done traditionally with a stone poi pounder on a wooden board. The sound echoes, thump, 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 a heartbeat, steady and strong. Fresh poi is thick, one-finger poi, they call it, because you can eat it with just one finger. As it ferments slightly over a day or two, it thins, becoming two-finger poi, then three-finger poi. The taste changes too, becoming more complex, slightly sour, deeply earthy. To eat poi is to taste the earth itself, to taste the labor of ancestors, the wisdom of cultivation, the gift of the elder brother who sacrificed himself so that his younger siblings might live. It's communion in the truest sense. The Hawaiians had a tradition around poi in Hawaiian culture. There's a saying, ari pono, which relates to eating together and the kapu, or sacred restrictions, being lifted during meals. When people gathered to eat, when the poi bowl was opened, arguing ceased. The table became sacred space. Disagreements were set aside. Everyone ate together in peace. The poi bowl represented abundance, family, the setting aside of differences in favor of fellowship. This tradition of gathering, of sharing food and stories, continues today in what Hawaiians call talk story. Talk story is a Hawaiian English phrase that means to have an informal conversation, to chat casually, to share stories and experiences without agenda or hurry. It's not small talk. It's bigger than that, deeper than that. It's the way communities pass down knowledge, share wisdom, strengthen bonds. Two friends sitting on a porch, talking story as the sun sets. Elders teaching youngsters by sharing memories. Neighbors catching up while planting gardens. Talk story happens in Hawaiian time, which is to say, it takes as long as it takes. You don't watch the clock. You don't cut someone off because you have somewhere to be. You listen fully, you speak fully, you honor the moment and the person you're with. In a world that moves so fast, that values efficiency over depth, Talk Story is revolutionary. It insists that connection matters more than speed, that some things cannot and should not be rushed. And perhaps that's why Hawaii has become home to people from so many places. Today, Hawaii is the most ethnically diverse state in America, with no single ethnic group forming a majority. Native Hawaiian, Japanese, Filipino, Chinese, Portuguese, Korean, Puerto Rican, Samoan. People from across the Pacific and beyond have made these islands home. Walk through Honolulu and you'll hear a dozen languages. The food is a beautiful fusion. Poke bowls, Simon noodles, malasadas, musubi, loco moco. Each culture brought its flavors, its traditions, its stories, and rather than one dominating the others, they've blended, mixed, created something entirely new. This blending is reflected in the language people speak daily. Hawaiian Pidgin, or Hawaii Creole English, developed as a way for plantation workers from different countries to communicate with each other. It's not broken English, it's a legitimate Creole language with its own grammar, its own rules, its own beauty. Da Kain means the thing, but it means so much more. It's a placeholder for anything and everything, understood through context and shared experience. Broke Da mouth means delicious. Pau Hana means finished with work, time to relax. To speak Pidgin is to be local, to be part of the island's unique cultural tapestry. It's a language born of necessity that became a language of identity, of belonging, of home. As midnight approaches, as one day becomes another in that quiet, unmarked transition, the islands continue their ancient work. Waves polish stones on beaches. Roots push deeper into volcanic soil. Stars will overhead in their eternal dance. The Hawaiian houri bat hunts insects in the darkness. Taro grows silently in flooded terraces. The trade winds blow steadily from the northeast, as they have for thousands upon thousands of years. And somewhere on these islands, people are talking story, sharing their days, their dreams, their lives, connected by the simple act of being present with each other. Connected by aloha. Connected by islands that have always known that the most important things cannot be rushed, cannot be forced, can only be grown slowly, with patience, with care, with love. The poi bowl is open. Differences are set aside. There is peace. Listen. Can you hear it? That gentle, lilting sound drifting on the evening breeze, for strings being plucked softly, creating melodies that seem to embody sunshine and ocean breezes. The ukulele, though it has Portuguese origins, became deeply embedded in Hawaiian culture after Portuguese immigrants brought a small guitar-like instrument called the briguinha to Hawaii in the 1880s. The Hawaiians transformed it, renamed it, made it their own. Ukulele means jumping flea in Hawaiian, either because of the way the player's fingers seem to jump across the strings, or because of the lively personality of one of the first players. The instrument found its home here, its voice perfect for Hawaiian music, for slack-key guitar accompaniment, for songs sung under swaying palms as the sun sets over the Pacific. Small enough to carry anywhere, simple enough for children to learn, yet capable of such beauty, such emotion. The ukulele is joy made into wood and strings. It's impossible to hear it and not feel lighter somehow. But not all of Hawaii's history is as light-hearted. There's a harbor, a place where history changed in a single morning. Pearl Harbor, on the island of Oahu, was attacked on December 7, 1941, bringing the United States into World War II. The USS Arizona still rests where she sank that morning, a memorial built above her, a tomb for the 1,177 crew members who remain entombed within. Oil still seeps slowly from the ship, the tears of the Arizona. Some call them drops rising to the surface after all these years, marking the water with iridescent colors. The memorial is a place of quiet reflection. Visitors speak in whispers, if they speak at all. You can look down through the clear water and see the rusted hull below, see the turrets, still visible after more than 8 decades. History feels very present there, very real. The harbor itself has healed, the water is calm, boats pass peacefully, but the memory remains, preserved, honored. A reminder that even paradise has known sorrow, has known loss, but has endured. From this place of remembrance, let's travel now to a place of active creation, where the earth is still being born. Kalo, on the Big Island, is one of the most active volcanoes in the world and has been erupting almost continuously from 1983 to 2018. 35 years of constant creation, lava flowing, land forming, the island growing larger with each passing day. You can sometimes see it, the glow at night, painting the underside of clouds orange and red. You can definitely smell it, the sulfur in the air, sharp and distinct. And if you're there when lava reaches the ocean, you witness something primordial. The lava, glowing orange-red, meets the cool blue Pacific in an explosion of steam. The water boils and hisses. New land forms instantly, cooling into black rock. It's violent and beautiful, creation and destruction happening simultaneously, inseparably. According to Hawaiian mythology, Kalo is the home of Pele, the goddess of fire, lightning, wind, and volcanoes. She lives in the Halamurumiu crater at Kalo's summit, a powerful, passionate deity who creates land with her lava and destroys whatever stands in her path. Pele is both creator and destroyer. She's moody, jealous, quick to anger, but also deeply connected to the land itself. She is the volcano. When Kalo erupts, Hawaiians say that Pele is restless, that she's dancing, that she's creating new land for her people. Even today, visitors leave offerings at the crater's edge, tea leaves, flowers, bottles of gin. It's respect, reverence, an acknowledgement that there are forces here older and more powerful than human understanding. Some say that taking lava rock from Hawaii brings bad luck. Pele's curse on those who steal from her. Whether you believe in curses or not, park services receive packages every year from people mailing back rocks they took, apologizing, explaining the misfortunes that befell them. The rocks are returned. Pele is appeased. And the land Pele creates, it takes many forms. Hawaii is home to black sand beaches, formed when hot lava meets the ocean and shatters into tiny fragments. The most famous is Punaluu Beach on the Big Island. Sand as black as night, warm under your feet, contrasting beautifully with the white foam of breaking waves and the green of coconut palms leaning over the shore. Green sea turtles often bask here, their shells dark against the dark sand, nearly invisible until you're close enough to see them breathing, resting, absorbing warmth. Walking on black sand is a strange sensation. It feels different from golden or white sand, somehow. Grittier, perhaps. Heavier. Each grain is a piece of the volcano, a fragment of creation. You're walking on newborn earth, on rock that was molten just years or decades ago. It puts things in perspective, the briefness of human life against the long, patient work of geological time. On Kauai, the oldest island, erosion has created something magnificent. Waimea Canyon, often called the Grand Canyon of the Pacific, stretches 14 miles long, 1 mile wide, and more than 3,600 feet deep. Rivers carved it over millions of years, water patiently cutting through layers of volcanic rock, revealing the island's colorful history in the canyon walls. Red rock, brown rock, green rock, each layer a different eruption, a different age. Waterfalls cascade down the cliffs in thin silver threads. The Waimea River winds along the canyon floor, still cutting, still shaping, still creating. Stand at the lookout points and the canyon spreads before you like a painting, layers of color, plays of light and shadow, the sense of enormous depth and age. Mark Twain called it the Grand Canyon of the Pacific, and the name stuck. It's not as large as Arizona's Grand Canyon, but it's arguably more beautiful, more lush. Green plants cling to the canyon walls. Clouds drift through at various levels, obscuring and revealing. It's ancient and alive all at once. And speaking of things that are alive, the hibiscus flower, or pu'u'alolo in Hawaiian, is the state flower of Hawaii, specifically the yellow hibiscus, or maro hauhele. These flowers are everywhere across the islands, in gardens, growing wild, in different colors, red, pink, orange, yellow, white. They bloom for just one day, a single day of glory before the petals fall. But the plants bloom continuously, producing flower after flower, day after day. There's a lesson in that ephemeral beauty, something about being present, about appreciating what's here now because it won't last forever. The hibiscus doesn't worry that its bloom is brief. It simply blooms, fully, completely, offering its beauty to the world for as long as it can. And then it lets go, making room for the next flower, the next moment of beauty. Long before written language came to Hawaii, ancient Hawaiians carved petroglyphs into lava rock, images of people, gods, animals, and mysterious symbols that tell stories we're still learning to read. On the Big Island, at Piuiuloa in Hawaii Volcanoes National Park, there are over 23,000 petroglyphs, one of the largest concentrations in Polynesia. Stick figures with triangular bodies, canoes with sails, circles within circles, marches in long processions. Some mark the birth of children. Parents would place the umbilical cord in a hole in the lava, then carve a circle around it, ensuring long life for the child. Some tell stories of journeys, of battles, of daily life. Some may have been sacred, ceremonial. We don't know all their meanings. The knowledge was passed orally and much was lost. But the images remain, weathering slowly under sun and rain, still speaking across centuries to anyone who takes the time to listen. Walking among the petroglyphs is like walking through a library written in stone, each carving a sentence, a thought, a prayer from someone who stood in that exact spot hundreds of years ago. They looked at the same ocean. They felt the same trade winds. They were connected to these islands in ways we can only imagine. And they left these marks, saying, "We were here. We lived. We mattered." And they did matter. They do matter. Their descendants still live on these islands, still speak Hawaiian, still practice hula, still honor the traditions that have survived against all odds. The night deepens now, the stars grow brighter. The Southern Cross hangs low on the horizon. Orion walks across the sky. The Milky Way spreads like a celestial river. And below, on these ancient islands, waves polish black sand. Flowers bloom and fade. Petroglyphs weather under moonlight. Pele sleeps in her crater, and the land continues its slow journey northwest. 3 inches this year, 3 inches next year. Patient, eternal, home. Rest now, let the ukulele's gentle melody carry you into dreams. Let the island stories become your own, peaceful, warm, forever. Morning comes again to the islands, the sun rising faithfully, as it always does. And with it comes a tradition that has welcomed millions of visitors over the decades. The custom of greeting visitors with a lei at the airport became a widespread tradition in Hawaii in the early 20th century, turning the simple act of arrival into a moment of aloha. Imagine stepping off a plane, tired from hours of travel, and someone places a lei around your neck. Fresh flowers, plumeria, orchid, tuberose, the fragrance immediate and intoxicating. A kiss on the cheek, a warm aloha spoken with genuine welcome. Suddenly you're not just a tourist arriving at a destination. You're a guest being welcomed home. The lei is a circle, unbroken, symbolizing eternal love, friendship, the continuation of life. To receive one is to be embraced by the islands themselves. And some islands embrace you more quietly than others. Molokai, often called the Friendly Isle, has the highest percentage of native Hawaiian residents of all the main islands, a place where old Hawaii still lives and breathes. There are no buildings taller than a coconut tree here, no traffic lights, no shopping malls. Just small towns, family farms, people who know each other's names. The pace of life is slower here, deliberately so. Molokai resists change not out of stubbornness but out of love, love for the way things were, the way things should be. People here still talk story on porches. They still fish using methods passed down through generations. They still gather for community celebrations where everyone brings food and the music goes late into the night. If Oahu is Hawaii's present and the Big Island is its future, Molokai is its past, preserved and living. And Molokai holds another record, one of dramatic, breathtaking beauty. The northern coast of Molokai is home to the tallest sea cliffs in the world, rising up to 3,900 feet almost straight up from the Pacific Ocean. These cliffs are so tall, so sheer, that they can only truly be appreciated from the air or the sea. From above, they appear as a massive green wall, wrinkled with valleys, streaked with waterfalls that turn to mist before reaching the water below. From the sea, they tower above you, imposing, magnificent, ancient. These cliffs are the edge of the world, the place where land makes its final, dramatic statement before yielding to ocean. They're often shrouded in mist, in clouds, giving them an otherworldly quality, as if they exist partially in this world and partially in another. Accessible only by helicopter, by boat, or by hiking trails that are among the most challenging in Hawaii, they remain remote, wild, largely untouched. But Hawaii isn't only about dramatic landscapes and ancient traditions. Sometimes it surprises you with color in unexpected places. Rainbow eucalyptus trees, though native to the Philippines and Indonesia, grow beautifully in Hawaii and are called rainbow because their bark peels away in strips, revealing bright colors underneath: green, orange, purple, maroon, and brown. Walking through a grove of rainbow eucalyptus is like walking through a painting. The trunks are living art, nature's abstract expressionism. As the bark ages and peels, new bark is revealed in brilliant green, which darkens through blue and purple to orange and maroon as it ages. Each tree is unique, a vertical rainbow standing in the forest. Children are fascinated by them. Artists try to capture them, but nothing quite compares to standing next to one, running your hand over the smooth, colorful bark, marveling at nature's playfulness. Let's travel now to the smallest of the main islands, tiny Lanai, just 141 square miles. Throughout most of the 20th century, Lanai was the world's largest pineapple plantation. A single company, Dole, controlled nearly the entire island. At its peak, the island was producing 75% of the world's pineapples. Fields of pineapples stretched as far as you could see, spiky green plants in endless rows, each one bearing a single fruit. The workers lived in Lanai City, a plantation town in the island's cool highlands. Life revolved around the pineapple harvest, the planting cycles, the growing seasons, the timing of the ships that would carry the fruit to markets across the Pacific. It was hard work, demanding work, but it gave the island purpose, identity, community. When the last pineapple plantation closed in 1992, it marked the end of an era. Lanai had to reinvent itself, to find a new purpose. Today it's known for luxury resorts, pristine beaches, quiet getaways. But old-timers still remember the fields, the harvest, the golden fruit that once defined the island. Back in the water, those crystal waters that surround all the islands, there swims a creature of growing concern. The Hawaiian monk seal is one of the most endangered marine mammals in the world, with a population that dropped below 1,200 individuals, though conservation efforts have helped the numbers slowly increase. These seals haul out on remote beaches, particularly in the northwestern Hawaiian Islands, to rest, molt, and give birth. They're solitary by nature, monk seals indeed, spending much of their lives alone in the ocean, diving deep for fish and octopus. When you encounter one on a beach, you're supposed to keep your distance, at least 50 feet. They need their rest, their solitude, their safety. Each seal is precious, each one a thread in the fragile web of Hawaiian marine life. People volunteer to watch over them, to rope off areas where they're resting, to protect them from disturbance. It's community conservation, everyone doing their small part to ensure these ancient creatures don't disappear. And speaking of community, there's a tradition that speaks to Hawaii's unique approach to work and life. Aloha Friday is a Hawaiian tradition where people wear aloha shirts or Hawaiian shirts to work, even in professional settings like banks and offices, as a way of ushering in the weekend with island style. What started as a casual Friday tradition has become so ingrained that aloha shirts are considered appropriate business attire in Hawaii. Politicians wear them. Lawyers wear them. CEOs wear them. It's a small thing, perhaps, wearing a colorful, printed shirt instead of a suit and tie. But it represents something larger, a rejection of rigid mainland formality, an embrace of comfort and local culture, a statement that professionalism doesn't require uncomfortable clothing. Aloha Friday says, we can do serious work and still be ourselves. We can honor the islands even as we participate in the modern world. The Aloha shirt itself has history. Designed in the 1930s, Aloha shirts were initially made from Japanese kimono fabric and featured distinctly Hawaiian motifs: palm trees, surfers, flowers, fish. They were bright, bold, unapologetic in their tropical exuberance. At first, mainland visitors thought they were too loud, too garish. But gradually, the shirts became symbols of vacation, relaxation, paradise. Today, vintage Aloha shirts are collector's items, some selling for thousands of dollars. Museums display them as art. Fashion designers study their patterns. But perhaps the most meaningful piece of Hawaiian identity is found in the state motto. Hawaii's state motto is Ue Mau Ku'ie Oka Ina Ika Pono, which translates to the life of the land is perpetuated in righteousness. These words were spoken by King Kamehameha III in 1843 after a brief period when British officers had seized control of the islands. When sovereignty was restored, the king proclaimed these words, a declaration that the land, the people, the kingdom would endure as long as they acted with justice, with pono. Pono is a deep word. It means righteousness, but also balance, harmony, correctness. To live pono is to live in right relationship with the land, with others, with yourself. It's doing what's right even when it's difficult. It's maintaining balance. It's choosing justice over convenience. The motto isn't just words, it's a philosophy, a challenge, a reminder that the health of the islands depends on the choices of the people who call them home. The land is perpetuated in righteousness. Think about that as you drift towards sleep. The idea that how we treat the earth, how we treat each other, has consequences that echo through time. That our actions today shape the world our children will inherit. That living well isn't just about personal happiness but about maintaining balance, about honoring what came before, about leaving things better than we found them. The islands understand this. They've been teaching it for millions of years. They create land slowly, patiently. They weather storms and emerge still standing. They host life in infinite variety, each species finding its niche. They adapt without losing their essence. They endure. And as you rest tonight, wrapped in the stories of these islands, perhaps you can carry a little of that wisdom into your dreams. The patience of lava building land grain by grain. The welcoming spirit of a lei placed around a stranger's neck. The righteousness of living in balance with the world. The simple joy of wearing flowers on your shirt on Friday afternoon. The islands are teaching, always teaching, for those who take the time to listen. Beyond the main islands that most travelers know, beyond Oahu and Maui and the Big Island, there floats a mystery. A small island that appears on maps but remains largely invisible to the modern world. Niho, the smallest inhabited Hawaiian island, is privately owned and access is restricted, earning it the nickname the Forbidden Island. Only about 170 people live there, all native Hawaiian, speaking Hawaiian as their primary language, living much as their ancestors did. No cars, no paved roads, no restaurants or hotels or stores. Solar power and rainwater catchment, fishing and ranching. A life deliberately separated from the rapid pace of the 21st century. The island was purchased by a Scottish family in 1864 for $10,000, and their descendants still own it, maintaining it as a refuge for Hawaiian culture and language. You cannot simply visit Niho. You cannot decide to go there. The island remains a part, protected, a living time capsule. Occasionally, Niho shell lei make it to the outside world, tiny shells collected from the island's beaches, strung into lei so delicate, so exquisite, they can cost thousands of dollars. Each shell is smaller than a grain of rice. Creating a single lei requires thousands of shells, hundreds of hours. They're treasures, pieces of the forbidden island, shared rarely with the wider world. There's something romantic about Niho's isolation, and something important too. It's a reminder that not everything needs to be accessible, consumed, photographed, shared. Some places can simply exist, maintaining their own rhythm, their own way of being. But on Oahu's North Shore, the world comes rushing in, literally. During winter months, from November to February, the North Shore receives some of the largest waves in the world, sometimes reaching heights of 30 to 50 feet or more. These massive swells are generated by storms thousands of miles away in the North Pacific. The energy travels across the ocean, undiminished, until it meets the shallow reefs of the North Shore and rises into towering walls of water. Pipeline, Waimea Bay, Sunset Beach. These names are legendary in surfing. The best surfers in the world come here to test themselves against these giants. Watching big wave surfing is like watching a meditation on courage. Surfers paddling into waves that could easily kill them, dropping down faces so steep they're almost vertical, carving across walls of water with grace and power. When they make it, it's transcendent. When they fall, the wave holds them under, tumbling them in darkness and pressure, testing their ability to stay calm when every instinct screams panic. There's a saying in Hawaii's surf community, Eddie would go, referring to Eddie Aikau, a legendary Hawaiian surfer and lifeguard who saved over 500 people during his time guarding Waimea Bay. In 1978, Eddie was crew on the H. Klee, a traditional double-hulled voyaging canoe, when it capsized in rough seas. Eddie paddled his surfboard for help and was never seen again. He gave his life trying to save his fellow crew members. Eddie would go means someone who would paddle out when the waves are too big, too dangerous, someone brave enough to face impossible odds. It's become a Hawaiian expression of ultimate courage and commitment. Every few years, when the conditions are perfect, when the waves at Waimea Bay reach at least 20 feet, they hold the Eddie, a big wave surfing competition in his honor. Surfers from around the world come, but only the most respected are invited. It's not held every year. Some years the waves never get big enough. The competition waits. Eddie would go, but only when the ocean says it's time. And the ocean has its own rhythms, its own moods, its own inhabitants. Hawaiian spinner dolphins, or nai, are named for their spectacular acrobatic displays. They can spin up to 7 times in a single leap. Scientists aren't entirely sure why they spin. Perhaps to communicate, to remove parasites, to stun fish, or simply for the joy of it. Watching them is pure delight. Pods of dolphins leaping and spinning in synchronized chaos, their bodies glistening in the sunlight before splashing back into the blue. They come into certain bays during the day to rest, swimming in shallow, protected waters, half their brain sleeping while the other half stays alert. Swimmers and snorkelers sometimes encounter them, and the dolphins seem curious, circling, watching with intelligent eyes. There are rules now about not chasing them, not disrupting their rest. Respect the nae. Let them approach if they choose. Watch them with wonder but also with restraint. They are not entertainment. They are neighbors, fellow inhabitants of these waters. If you look carefully at certain Hawaiian landscapes, you'll notice something curious rising from the horizon. Diamond Head, one of Oahu's most recognizable landmarks, is a volcanic tuff cone formed about 300,000 years ago during a single explosive eruption. The Hawaiians called it lahi, but in the 1800s, British sailors thought they discovered diamonds sparkling on its slopes. The crystals were actually calcite, but the name Diamond Head stuck. You can hike to the summit now, a steep, winding trail with tunnels and staircases built by the military in 1908. From the top, you see all of Waikiki spread below, the turquoise water, the white sand, the city beyond. The view is spectacular, but the crater itself holds a kind of quiet power. Standing inside it, you're standing in the throat of an ancient volcano, in a space that was once filled with explosive gases and molten rock. Now it's peaceful, home to native plants, a nesting place for seabirds. Violence transformed into sanctuary. And just as Diamond Head transformed, so too did the Hawaiian language experience death and rebirth. In 1896, Hawaiian was banned as a language of instruction in schools, contributing to its near extinction. For generations, Hawaiian children were punished for speaking their native tongue. The language that had sustained the culture for over 1,000 years was being systematically erased. By the 1980s, there were fewer than 50 native speakers of Hawaiian under the age of 18. The language was dying, but something remarkable happened. In 1978, Hawaii became the first state to have two official languages, English and Hawaiian. More importantly, Hawaiian immersion schools were established. Children began learning Hawaiian as their first language. The language was studied, documented, revitalized. Today, thousands of people speak Hawaiian. The language is taught in schools, used in government, celebrated in music and literature. It's a resurrection story, a culture refusing to let go of its voice. When you hear Hawaiian spoken now, in songs, in place names, in daily conversation, you're hearing a miracle. You're hearing a language that looked into the abyss and chose to live. Aloha, mahalo, ohana. These words carry that survival within them, that determination to endure. And speaking of endurance, there's a volcano that makes Kaloa look modest by comparison. Mauna Loa, also on the Big Island, is the world's largest active volcano by volume and area, covering more than half of the island. It's so massive that its weight actually depresses the ocean floor beneath it by 5 miles. So massive that it has its own gravitational field. It rises 13,681 feet above sea level. But remember, that's only the part we see. From the ocean floor, it rises over 30,000 feet. Mauna Loa erupts less frequently than Kaloa, but when it does, the eruptions are enormous. In 1950, lava flows reached the ocean in just 3 hours, traveling 15 miles. The volcano is monitored constantly now, scientists watching for signs that it's waking up. And it will wake up again, that's certain. The question is only when. But that's the nature of living on volcanic islands. You accept that the land beneath your feet is alive, dynamic, capable of both creation and destruction. You develop a relationship with that reality. Respect mixed with love, mixed with a little healthy fear. And after all this talk of volcanoes and waves and dolphins and language, perhaps you're hungry. Let's talk about something unexpected. Spam, the canned meat product, is enormously popular in Hawaii. The state consumes more spam per capita than any other state, about 7 million cans per year. It became popular during World War II when fresh meat was scarce and spam was plentiful. GIs brought it, military bases stocked it, and Hawaiians incorporated it into their cuisine with creativity and love. Spam musubi, spam sliced and grilled, placed on rice, wrapped with nori, it's everywhere. Gas stations, grocery stores, school lunches. Spam fried rice, spam and eggs, spam Simon. It sounds strange, perhaps, if you're not from Hawaii. But there's no irony in it, no joke. It's genuine food culture, taking something simple and making it delicious, making it local, making it your own. That's very Hawaiian, the ability to take what's available and transform it into something that nourishes not just body but community. As another day ends on these islands, as the sun dips toward the horizon, turning the ocean to gold, surfers catch their last waves, dolphins leap in the fading light. Diamond Head's silhouette grows darker against the evening sky. Mauna Loa stands patient and massive in the distance. And somewhere on Niho, in a place most will never see, the Hawaiian language is spoken by firelight. Stories are passed from elder to child, and life continues as it has for generations. Quietly, deliberately, authentically. The islands hold all of this, the accessible and the forbidden, the ancient and the transformed, the sacred and the everyday, all of it woven together into something unique, something precious, something that exists nowhere else on earth. Rest now in this richness, this diversity, this abundance of life and story and meaning. The waves whisper their eternal song, the trade winds carry the scent of plumeria, and the islands, these patient, eternal islands, hold you gently as you drift towards sleep. As your breathing deepens and sleep draws closer, let's explore a few more gentle secrets of these islands. There's something sweet growing in the shade of the rainforests, something unexpected. Hawaii is one of the only places in the United States where cacao trees grow, the same trees that give us chocolate. The trees thrive in the warm, humid climate of certain microclimates on the Big Island and Oahu, their pods growing directly from the trunk and branches, filled with white pulp and precious cacao beans. Hawaiian chocolate is rare, artisanal, small farms producing limited quantities of what some consider among the finest chocolate in the world. The beans carry hints of the volcanic soil, the tropical rain, the unique terroir of Hawaii. From coffee to chocolate, the islands offer sweetness born from volcanic earth. And speaking of sweetness, there's a place on Oahu that has welcomed travelers for over a century. Waikiki, the famous beach and resort area, means spouting water in Hawaiian, named for the springs and streams that once fed the wetlands and taro patches that existed there. Before the hotels, before the tourism, Waikiki was a place of abundance, fresh water meeting salt water, creating fertile ground for agriculture and aquaculture. Hawaiian royalty had homes here, drawn by the gentle beach, the productive land, the beauty. Today, Waikiki is transformed, high-rise hotels, restaurants, shops, millions of visitors each year experiencing their first taste of Hawaii. But if you swim out past the tourists, past the surf lessons and the catamaran rides, if you look back at the shore with Diamond Head rising to your right, you can still feel what made this place special. The water is still warm. The beach is still beautiful. The spirit of welcome remains. And that spirit of welcome is celebrated every spring in a festival that honors Hawaii's cultural heart. The Merry Monarch Festival, held each April in Hilo on the Big Island, is the world's most prestigious hula competition, named after King David Kalakaua, who helped revive hula in the 19th century. For a week, halau hula schools from across Hawaii and the world, compete in both traditional kahiko style and modern awana style. The kahiko performances are powerful, dancers in traditional dress, accompanied only by chanting and percussion, telling ancient stories through precise movements of hands, hips, feet. Every gesture has meaning. Every movement tells part of the story. The awana performances are beautiful in a different way, more flowing, often accompanied by ukulele and guitar, showcasing the evolution of hula over time. To watch Merry Monarch is to witness the preservation of culture, to see something sacred being passed from one generation to the next with reverence and pride. Hula itself is far more than entertainment. It is the traditional way of passing down history, genealogy, and mythology through movement and chant. Before written language, hula was how Hawaiians remembered their past, honored their gods, told their stories. Each dance is a history lesson, a prayer, a connection to ancestors. The dancers aren't just performing, they're embodying the stories, becoming vessels for tradition. The concept that powers hula, that powers much of Hawaiian spirituality, is called mana. Mana is the spiritual energy or power that exists in all things, people, places, objects, even words can possess mana. A person with great mana commands respect through their presence, their wisdom, their connection to the spiritual realm. A place with strong mana feels sacred, powerful. You sense it when you enter. Ancient Hawaiian chiefs were said to have so much mana that commoners had to prostrate themselves, unable to look directly at them. Mana can be increased through righteous living, through knowledge, through connection to ancestors and gods. It can be diminished through dishonorable actions. The concept explains why certain places are treated as sacred, why certain objects are handled with reverence, why words are chosen carefully. Everything carries energy, and that energy matters. Before Hawaii became known for sugar and pineapple and tourism, before any of that, there was a tree that sustained the people. The breadfruit tree, or ulu in Hawaiian, was brought by the first Polynesian settlers and became a staple crop. One tree can produce up to 200 fruits per year. The fruit is starchy, nutritious. It can be roasted, steamed, mashed, dried. When cooked, it has a texture similar to bread, hence the name. A single tree can feed a family, and the trees can live for decades, producing reliably year after year. The wood is useful too, carved into surfboards, bowls, drums. The sap is sticky and was used as glue or caulking for canoes. The leaves are large and can be used as plates, umbrellas, wrapping material. The breadfruit tree is a gift that keeps giving, asking nothing but patience as it grows, offering everything once mature. The ancient Hawaiians understood this. They planted breadfruit knowing they might not live to see the full harvest, but their children would eat well. That's long-term thinking. That's planting for the future. But not every introduction to the islands was so beneficial. In 1883, Mongooses were brought to Hawaii to control rats in sugarcane fields. But it was a spectacular failure because rats are nocturnal and mongooses are active during the day, so they rarely encountered each other. Instead, the mongoose became a pest itself, eating native bird eggs, competing with native species, disrupting the ecosystem. They're still here, still causing problems. A reminder that tampering with island ecosystems can have long-lasting unintended consequences. The irony is painful, trying to solve one problem, creating another. But it's also very human, very real. We make mistakes. We act with good intentions and limited knowledge. The lesson is humility, respect for systems we don't fully understand, caution about interfering with the delicate balance of island life. And speaking of balance, sugarcane plantations dominated Hawaii's economy for over a century, from the mid-1800s to the late 1900s, bringing waves of immigrant workers from Japan, China, Portugal, the Philippines, Korea, and Puerto Rico. These workers lived in plantation camps, labored in the fields under the hot sun, and in the process, created modern Hawaii's multicultural identity. Their descendants are the people who make Hawaii what it is today, a blend of cultures, traditions, cuisines, languages. The plantations are mostly gone now. The last sugar mill closed in 2016. The fields that once waved with sugarcane are being reimagined, some returning to native plants, some becoming solar farms, some remaining uncertain in their future. But the legacy remains in the people, in the culture, in the very fabric of Hawaiian society. Those immigrant workers didn't just come to Hawaii, they became Hawaii. And now, as our journey together comes to a close, as we've traveled through 100 facts about these remarkable islands, let's rest with a final image. Picture the sun setting over the Pacific, the sky painted in impossible colors, orange and pink and purple and gold, the clouds catching fire, the ocean turning from blue to silver to black as darkness spreads across the water. On the beach, someone is playing ukulele, the notes drifting on the evening breeze. A family is packing up after a day of swimming and sand castles. A sea turtle surfaces in the calm water, breathing, then disappearing below. The first stars appear. Venus bright in the western sky, Orion beginning his nightly climb from the east. The trade winds blow gently, as they always do, carrying the scent of plumeria and salt and earth. Somewhere, a child is learning to pronounce humuhumunu kunuapuae, laughing at the syllables. Somewhere, Taro is growing in flooded terraces, its leaves catching moonlight. Somewhere, lava is still flowing, still creating new land grain by patient grain. The islands breathe, in and out, ancient and ever new, patient and eternal, holding stories and secrets and life in infinite abundance. And you, dear traveler, you've been held by these islands tonight, carried on their stories like a leaf floating on gentle water, welcomed with aloha, embraced by the spirit of these places that exist nowhere else on earth. 100 facts, 100 small windows into the soul of Hawaii. But really, just the beginning. The islands have been here for millions of years and will be here for millions more. They'll continue to teach anyone who takes the time to listen. Lessons about patience, about balance, about living with respect and aloha. So rest now, deeply, peacefully, knowing that somewhere in the Pacific, under these same stars, the Hawaiian Islands are floating, creating, welcoming, enduring. There's something you won't find in Hawaii, something that might surprise you. Hawaii has no native land snakes, and strict laws prevent their introduction, making it one of the few snake-free places on Earth. No pythons in the forests, no rattlesnakes in the grass, no cobras hiding in gardens. The absence is so complete that most children born and raised in Hawaii have never seen a snake except in pictures or at the zoo on the mainland. This absence creates a different kind of relationship with the land. You can walk barefoot through tall grass without worry. You can reach into dark spaces without fear. Children play in the forest with freedom. It's a small thing, perhaps, but it shapes how people experience the natural world. The islands without serpents. Eden in the Pacific, safe in ways that other places are not. And this safety, this freedom, it extends to the relationship Hawaiians have with the land itself. The Hawaiian concept of aina means that which feeds. It's not just land in the sense of property, but land as a living ancestor, as family, as the source of life itself. You don't own aina, you belong to it. You are fed by it, sustained by it, and in return, you must care for it. This isn't poetry or metaphor, it's a fundamental worldview. The land is alive. The land is kin. When developers want to build, when changes are proposed, you'll often hear Hawaiians speak of malama aina, caring for the land. It's a responsibility, a sacred duty. If you harm the land, you harm yourself, your children, your ancestors. Everything is connected in this understanding. The mountain, the forest, the stream, the reef, the ocean, all one system, all one family. And humans are not separate from this family. They're part of it, subject to the same laws of reciprocity and respect. This deep connection to place manifests in another beautiful Hawaiian tradition. The practice of hanai, or informal adoption, has been part of Hawaiian culture for centuries. Children are often raised by extended family members, with love and responsibility flowing beyond biological parents. A grandparent might raise a grandchild. An aunt might raise her sister's child. It's done with openness, with agreement, with love. The child knows their birth parents but is raised by their hanai parents. No secrecy, no shame, just different ways of organizing family, of ensuring all children are cared for. Hanai reflects the Hawaiian understanding that it takes a village, that children belong to the community, not just to individuals. That love multiplies rather than divides. That family is made not just by blood but by commitment, by feeding, by caring. In a way, it's like the relationship with aina. You don't possess children, you care for them. You feed them. You prepare them for their own journey. Speaking of journeys, let's walk now to the edge of a Hawaiian beach where something delightful awaits. Shave ice, Hawaii's beloved frozen treat, is not the same as a snow cone. It's made by shaving ice so fine it's like snow, which absorbs the flavored syrups rather than letting them sink to the bottom. The texture is everything, soft, fluffy, melting on your tongue. The flavors are tropical, lilikoi, guava, pineapple, coconut, lychee. Often there's a scoop of ice cream or azuki beans at the bottom. Sometimes condensed milk drizzled over the top. On a hot afternoon, after a day at the beach, shave ice is perfection. You sit in the shade, colors bright against the white ice, flavors sweet and cold. The ice melting faster than you can eat it, so you have to hurry, tongue turning blue or red or green depending on your choice. Children emerge from shave ice stands with rainbow-colored mouths, grinning. It's a simple pleasure, frozen water and sugar and artificial flavoring, but it's become synonymous with Hawaiian childhood, with lazy summer days, with joy. And in certain places across the islands, particularly on Kauai, you'll encounter some unexpected residents. Wild chickens roam freely across Kauai, descendants of domestic chickens that either escaped during hurricanes or were released when cockfighting was banned. They're everywhere, crossing roads, pecking in parking lots, crowing at all hours, raising chicks in the bushes. Some find them charming, some find them annoying, but they're part of Kauai now, feral yet familiar, wild yet somehow domestic. The roosters crow at dawn, yes, but also at noon, and at midnight, and at 3 in the morning. They have no concept of appropriate timing. It's actually quite funny. These birds living on their own schedule, accountable to no one, doing exactly as they please. Very Kauai, in a way. The island that resists change, that moves to its own rhythm, now populated by chickens who do the same. But not everything that grows wild in Hawaii is so benign. The noni fruit, or Indian mulberry, grows abundantly in Hawaii and has been used medicinally by Polynesians for centuries, despite its notoriously unpleasant smell, often compared to rotten cheese. The smell is memorable, pungent, the kind of smell that makes you wrinkle your nose and step back. Yet Hawaiians recognized its value, using it to treat infections, reduce inflammation, ease pain. They made poultices from the leaves, juice from the fruit, medicine from what others might discard as waste. Today, noni is sold as a health supplement worldwide, bottled juice, pills, powders. The smell is processed away, but the benefits remain, or so believers claim. Whether it's scientifically proven or not, the tradition speaks to Hawaiian wisdom, the understanding that not everything valuable is pleasant, that sometimes medicine tastes bad, that nature provides what we need, even if it's not always what we want. Nature in Hawaii has provided one more gift, something precious and rare. Hawaiian salt, parakai, is harvested traditionally from salt ponds where seawater evaporates in the sun, some mixed with red volcanic clay to create the distinctive aloha salt, used for seasoning and for ceremonial purposes. The salt ponds are ancient, carefully maintained, passed down through families. The water is channeled into shallow pools where the sun and wind do their slow work. As the water evaporates, salt crystals form, pure white salt, or red salt, enriched with iron-rich clay. The salt is used to preserve fish, to season food, but also to bless canoes, to purify spaces, to sanctify ceremonies. It's not just seasoning, it's connection to the ocean, to the sun, to the ancient processes that sustain life. Parakai, precious salt. Another example of Hawaiian ingenuity, of working with nature rather than against it, of patience rewarded. And finally, as the night deepens toward its quietest hours, there are stories that some Hawaiians tell in hushed voices. According to Hawaiian tradition, the night marchers, or huakarai po, are the spirits of ancient Hawaiian warriors who march at night, carrying torches and drums. And it's said that if you see them, you must lie face down and not look at them, or face dire consequences. The stories are old, passed down through generations. The night marchers are returning from battle, or traveling to sacred sites, or escorting the spirits of chiefs. People claim to have heard them, the sound of drums in the night, the glow of torches where no one should be, the feeling of overwhelming dread. Whether you believe or not, the stories speak to something true. The islands remember. The past is not separate from the present. The spirits of those who came before still walk these paths, still have claim to these places. It's a reminder of respect, that these islands are not just vacation destinations or real estate or resources to be exploited. They are home to histories deeper than we can imagine, to connections we cannot see, to presences that existed long before us and will exist long after. Respect the land. Respect the stories. And if you hear drums in the night, lie down, close your eyes, and let the night marches pass. The islands are ancient, and they remember everything. And now, as you lie here in the safety of your own bed, far from night marches and wild chickens and noni fruit, you can rest knowing that the islands continue their eternal dance. The salt forms in sun-baked ponds. The chickens crow at inappropriate hours. Children eat rainbow shave ice. Families raise children in love, whether biological or hanai. The aina feeds those who care for it. And somewhere, on a dark Hawaiian night, perhaps the drums are beating, perhaps torches are moving through the forest, perhaps the old spirits are walking, but they do not disturb you here. You are safe. You are peaceful. You are drifting into the deepest, gentlest sleep. And so, we arrive at the end of our journey. But the islands have just a few more secrets to share before we part. Let's savor these final moments together. In the waters surrounding Hawaii, there swims a creature so graceful, so mysterious, that encountering one feels like a blessing. Manta rays, with wingspans that can reach up to 18 feet, glide through Hawaiian waters like underwater birds. They're gentle giants that feed on plankton and have the largest brain-to-body ratio of any fish. Diving with manta rays at night is an otherworldly experience. Lights attract plankton, which attracts the mantas. They swoop and somersault through the water, mouths open, filtering thousands of tiny organisms. Their movements are balletic, hypnotic. Looking into a manta ray's eye, you sense intelligence, awareness, as if they're as curious about you as you are about them. These creatures have been swimming these waters for millions of years, surviving, adapting, thriving. They teach us something about grace under pressure, about finding sustenance in what seems like emptiness, about moving through life with elegance even when the current is against you. And speaking of survival, there's a plant that embodies the resilience of Hawaiian nature. The Ohia lehua is often the first plant to grow on new lava flows, its roots breaking through solid rock, its flowers blooming in shades of red, orange, and yellow against the black lava. According to legend, Ohia and Lehua were lovers. The volcano goddess Pele desired Ohia, but he refused her, remaining faithful to Lehua. In her rage, Pele transformed him into a twisted tree. Lehua was heartbroken, and the other gods, taking pity, transformed her into the tree's flower so the lovers could be together forever. Hawaiians say that if you pick a lehua blossom, it will rain, as if the heavens themselves weep for the separated lovers. Whether you believe the legend or not, the Ohia lehua represents something profound, the ability to take root in the harshest conditions, to bloom in desolation, to turn volcanic destruction into life and beauty. Now let's turn our attention to something that happens every evening across the islands. A moment of transition, of gratitude. Sunset in Hawaii is often accompanied by the sound of a conch shell, or pu, being blown, traditionally used to mark important moments, to call people to gather, or to signal the end of the day. The sound is deep, resonant, haunting. It carries across water, through valleys, speaking to something primal in the human soul. When you hear the PU at sunset, you stop what you're doing. You turn toward the ocean. You watch as the sun touches the horizon and slips below, leaving behind its painted sky. There's a ritual to it, an acknowledgement that another day has passed, that we've been given the gift of witnessing it, that we're grateful. The PU says, pay attention, be present, honor the moment. Then the sun is gone, the sky fades, and night arrives once more. In ancient Hawaii, the PU was also used to announce the kapu, or sacred laws, and the sound could carry for miles across the islands. It was communication before telecommunications, announcement before announcements, a way of keeping communities connected across distances. The PU is made from a triton's trumpet shell, large and spiraled, and learning to blow it properly takes practice, breath control, respect for the tradition. When blown correctly, the sound is powerful enough to make you feel it in your chest. And while we speak of sounds, there's a language spoken by the ocean itself. Hawaiian surfing has its own vocabulary and traditions, including talk story sessions on the beach and a deep respect for local breaks, where surf etiquette is taken very seriously. There's a pecking order in the water, locals before visitors, respect for those who know the break intimately. You don't just paddle out and take every wave. You wait your turn. You show respect. You earn your place. Breaking these unwritten rules can lead to conflict, but following them leads to acceptance, to belonging. The surf community is tight-knit, protective of their breaks, but welcoming to those who show proper respect. It's not just about surfing, it's about understanding place, about honoring those who were here first, about community and responsibility. Let's drift now from the ocean to the mountains, where something miraculous happens. Hawaii is home to the endangered Hawaiian petrel, or UAU, a seabird that nests in burrows at high elevations in the mountains but spends most of its life over the open ocean. These birds can travel thousands of miles in search of food, navigating by stars and magnetic fields, returning to the exact same burrow year after year. They nest in volcanic cinder at elevations above 8,000 feet, harsh, cold, windswept places. Yet they choose these inhospitable spots because they're safe from predators. At night, during nesting season, you can sometimes hear their calls echoing across the volcanic slopes, eerie, otherworldly sounds. The UAU connects mountain and sea, land and sky. They remind us that life finds a way, that birds can fly for thousands of miles and still remember home, that what seems inhospitable to us might be perfect for someone else. And on the topic of remembering home, the Aloha Tower, built in 1926 in Honolulu Harbor, was once the tallest building in Hawaii and served as a lighthouse and welcoming beacon for ships arriving in the islands. For decades, when ships arrived carrying visitors or returning residents, people would gather at the tower. Bands would play, hula dancers would perform, lei sellers would line the docks. The whole community would turn out to welcome the ships. Aloha Friday before there was Aloha Friday. The tower's clock faces spelled out aloha instead of numbers at one point, a constant reminder of the island's spirit. Today, with most people arriving by plane rather than ship, the Aloha Tower stands as a monument to a different era, when travel was slower, when arrival was an event, when welcome was communal rather than individual. But the spirit remains. Hawaii still welcomes. The tower still stands. And aloha, aloha is eternal. One of Hawaii's unique features is that it's the only U.S. state that grows vanilla commercially, the delicate orchid vines thriving in certain microclimates. Vanilla planifolia, an orchid that must be hand-pollinated, each flower opening for just one day. Miss that day, and there's no vanilla bean. The beans must grow for months, then be harvested green and cured in a lengthy process that turns them dark and fragrant. It's labor-intensive, time-consuming, demanding, and the result is some of the finest vanilla in the world. Hawaiian vanilla carries notes of the rainforest where it grows, earthy, complex, slightly floral. Using it in baking or cooking is like capturing sunshine and rain and patience in a single seed pod. It's another example of Hawaiian agriculture, not mass production, but artisanal quality, care over speed, connection to place. Let's pause now at a structure that stands as testament to Hawaiian ingenuity. Ancient Hawaiians built fish ponds along the coastline, enclosures where fish could swim in from the ocean but couldn't easily escape, providing sustainable food sources for communities. These weren't just random walls of stone. They were carefully engineered, gates that allowed small fish to enter but kept larger fish trapped inside. Walls built to withstand waves and storms. Systems that could feed hundreds of people sustainably for generations. Some of these fish ponds are over 800 years old and are still being restored and used today. Volunteers clear invasive plants. They repair walls. They reintroduce native fish species. The ponds are living classrooms, teaching Hawaiian youth about their ancestors' wisdom, about sustainable resource management, about thinking in generations rather than quarters. The ponds say, our ancestors were brilliant. They understood ecology before the word existed. They built systems that lasted centuries. We honor them by continuing their work. And as we approach our final fact, our 100th gift from these islands, let's talk about something simple but profound. Hawaiians have a tradition called pauhana, which literally means finished work. It's the time after work when you relax with friends and family, often over food and drinks, letting go of the day's stress. Pauhana isn't just happy hour, it's philosophy. It's the recognition that work is necessary, but so is rest. That productivity matters, but so does connection. That life is more than labor. Pauhana might be sharing pupus and beer at a beach park. It might be talking story on someone's lanai. It might be surfing the evening waves or watching the sunset or playing music together. The activity matters less than the intention. To close the chapter on work and open the chapter on being, on ohana, on joy. And now, dear friend, dear traveler who has journeyed with us through 100 facts about Hawaii, it's pauhana for us too. Our work together is finished. We've traveled from the volcanic birth of the islands millions of years ago to the pauhana moments of today. We've met monk seals and humpback whales, tasted poi and shave ice, learned words in Hawaiian and heard the ancient conch shells call. We've climbed mountains and dove beneath waves. We've walked through history and tradition and touched the living culture of these islands. 100 facts, but really, just 100 doorways into something much larger. Hawaii is not just a place, it's a way of being. It's aloha, welcome, love, compassion, breath. It's malama aina, caring for the land that feeds us. It's ohana, family, extended beyond blood to include all who belong. It's mana, the spiritual power that flows through all things. It's pono, righteousness, balance, living correctly. These islands have been generous with their stories tonight. And if you've listened, truly listened, you've received more than facts. You've received an invitation to slow down, to pay attention, to live with more aloha, to treat the earth as family, to find balance, to welcome others, to be present in the moment. The islands will still be there when you wake, floating in the Pacific, breathing slowly, holding their stories, waiting for the next person who takes time to listen. They've been patient for millions of years. They'll be patient for millions more. Thank you, mahalo nui loe, for spending these quiet hours with us here at the Sleepy Island Channel. Thank you for allowing these stories to accompany you towards sleep. Thank you for honoring Hawaii with your attention, your curiosity, your openness. May your dreams be filled with gentle waves and warm breezes, with the scent of plumeria and the sound of ukulele, with the wisdom of ancient navigators and the joy of children playing in surf, with aloha, always aloha. The islands bid you good night. The stars will overhead. The ocean whispers its eternal song. And you are held, you are safe, you are loved. A hui hu. Until we meet again. Sleep well, sleep peacefully, sleep with aloha. Mahalo, and good night.